today's mini adventure is Loch Morlich. This is probably about 10 minutes drive from Aviemore. For those of you who aren't sure where Aviemore is, that's in the Cairngorms National Park, probably in the central part of Scotland. To those down south aren't sure where the Cairngorms is. This is a super friendly place to start off for people that are getting into mountaineering or walking. You're at 300 meters altitude here, and you get the breezes. If you're coming up in the winter, you're getting the cold breeze that's coming straight off the mountains, depending on the wind direction. But it's a really nice, easy family walk. It's 6 kilometers long, nice path all around the whole loch. It is marked with red posts for this one. There's red, blue, and I think green, but those are to do other trails around. But if you're just looking to do the one around the loch, then that's 6 kilometers, and you are looking at the red posts. It's an amazing place to come to. It really is. If you come in peak summertime, I can imagine this would be quite busy, especially the beach section where it's got the water sports, because you can come here and do sailing, kayaking, all that sort of thing. When you arrive to Loch Morlich, there's quite a few parking signs. So you might think, well, which one do I use? Where's the best place to park? Now, as you're coming in from the Aviemore side, you've got the sailing club, is over there. Now, that's a great one if you want to avoid the crowds. Come with your dogs. But actually you need to be careful if you're launching your dogs from there off the lead, because that's where there's loads of ducks. That's where you might see a lot of pictures on social media, little ducks running in and out. That's over there. They tend to be near the sailing club. But it's a good way to avoid the crowds that might be down here on the beach section, because this is where the Glenmore campsite is as well. So I will try further up around the loch. That can always be the best place. Sailing club. And then as you come towards Glenmore Lodge, there's another parking lot. I can't remember the name of it, but that as well is a nice secluded one. You tend to get a lot of camper vans there because you can literally get right up to the water, and they're like divided between trees, so they've put little bays so you can get there with the trees. Otherwise, you just come to the water sports camp or the water sports centre parking, or you can go round to the Glenmore. But it's a beautiful place. I've picked a windy day for this micro adventure. We're getting gusts up to about 40 miles an hour. It's settling around 30 miles an hour. So yes, it's pretty windy here today. I don't know if you can see or make out here, see all this sand along here. So I was on Google yesterday just trying to find out some more information about the location and how the sand even got here. But this is actually natural sand that's here from the old granite that's in the Cairngorms from the glacial ages. So that's how this all got here. So it is original sand. Now, when you run your fingers through the sand, there are glass particles in there, tiny glass particles. You'll see some bigger sections when you head into the forest, around the skirts of the forest. And I wondered what that was, so I had to Google it. And basically, during the Second World War, when the Germans invaded Norway, 300 Norwegians flew over to the UK, and they got based here. And they were trained by the SOE, so like Special Forces, and they used this area for practicing bomb throwing, grenade throwing, and they were using glass bottles, hence the glass in the sand here. It's not from a bunch of hooligans that have come here and started doing it. I'll see if I can pan around. So there's a lot of sand here, and especially when we go to the other side, if you look over here, you can see this sandy beach. That's beautiful. But yeah, it's got glass. It's not dangerous glass, but I just thought that's so interesting that the actual Norwegians were based here. Finished my walk around Loch Morlich. Really beautiful walk, great for families. There is a lot of big track walk, which isn't the best on the west side of it, but you can then just jump off and go down little smaller tracks and get down to the water when you need to get into the water. But apart from that, it's beautiful, worth coming here. if you do get a southerly wind, that sand section, I wouldn't advise coming on a southerly wind because the sand does pick up and blow in your face. It's really loose, fine sand. So I wouldn't come on a southerly wind, but apart from that, you can come anytime here. You can come in the rain, it's still worth it. A beautiful place to come. A few river crossings. I've actually come here to a river that I saw, and as I've driven away I thought, I'll end the little micro adventure filming it here. It's a beautiful river. I'm going to go to the other side now and just have a cup of coffee and enjoy the rest of the day, as I've got about an hour's drive home from here, and we'll catch you all on the next adventure.